All right, hello guys. So you'll definitely see something like this on your test, which is good news because I feel like this is something that once you kind of understand what the question's asking, you can do pretty quickly. Okay, so we only need a few pieces of information. We need how many subintervals and which endpoints to use. Okay, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to estimate the area under this curve, which is all of this poorly highlighted area that I'm doing. Okay, we're trying to estimate the area without using any calculus. There's no calculus being done in this problem. Okay, so that's good news. So why is this information that we were given important? So 8 subintervals. That means I want to break my interval -1 to 15 into 8 different intervals. So to figure out the length of each interval, I do the last number minus the first number, so 15 minus -1, and then I divide by how many subintervals. So 16 over 8 will give me 2. This is going to be the width of each subinterval, which is the width of each rectangle that we are going to draw. Okay, so with this we get this interval -1 to 1, 1 to 3, 3 to 5, and you get the point, right? Okay. So let's just write that out really quickly so I can show you something. So yeah, this is what our intervals look like. Again, you can fill in the blank, but all the way down to 13, 15. Now, the second piece of information is right endpoints. So if I want right endpoints, then I look at the right most values, so all of these, right? If I want the left endpoints, I look at all of those. If I want the midpoint, I look at the number in between, okay? We want right endpoints, so that means we care about f of 1 plus f of 3 plus f of 5, so on and so forth, f of 15, okay? So let me show you what that looks like on the graph up here. So from -1 to 1, I look at 1, f of 1, where's f of 1? Right there, -2. Okay, cool. So that's my first rectangle. My next interval, 1 to 3, I look at the rightmost number, which is 3. I go to f of 3. Where is it? It's right there. It's at 0. So this rectangle, unfortunately, has 0 height. That's fine. Okay, we're good. Next interval, 3 to 5. The rightmost number between 3 and 5 is 5. So I go to f of 5. Where is that on the curve? Right here. I draw my rectangle according to that value. Hopefully we're kind of seeing it. All right, from 5 to 7, I look at f of 7, which is right there. Okay. And then 7 to 9 up there. Okay, 11 again is at 0. 13's here. And then 15's there again at 0. Okay, so we've drawn our rectangles. Now we just need to do the area of a rectangle, which is length times height, or width times height, whatever you want to call it. The good news is that they all have the same width of 2, right? Here, let me get another color out here. Right? That's 2. That's 2. That's right. Are you seeing it? All these rectangles have width 2. Oh, crazy, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go and do 2 times the height of the first rectangle, which is -2, which is the same thing as f of 1. And then I'm going to do 2 times, well, the next rectangle is 0, so we move on. And then we do 2 times 3, because 3 is the next height, so on and so forth, until I have all of them written down. Let's see, the next one is 3 again. Next one is 0. And then I have -2. And then I have 0 again. Okay, and then you just get all these numbers. I don't know what it is. You can figure it out. To make your life easier, you can notice that they all have a 2, and you can do 2 and then just add these numbers up first, if that's easier. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. What do I know? Yeah, that might be easier to add up, but however you get there is not really my business. So yeah, because it says net area, just make sure you are accounting for like these negative heights that you may encounter, because we do want to consider negative and positive heights, not just like the absolute value of the heights. Okay, really quickly, let me show you what it would look like if they were to ask us to do left endpoints. Okay, so let me erase my beautiful work here. So we still do the same exact intervals, like -1 to 1, 1 to 3. Like, this doesn't change. None of this changes. The only part that changes is which value I'm going to use to find the height. Okay, so if I'm going to do left, well, now what's the leftmost number between -1 and 1? -1. So the height of that rectangle becomes 0. And now between 1 and 3, I look at 1 to give me the height of my rectangle, which hits down here. Between 3 and 5, I look at 3, which has a height of 0. Between 5 and 7, I look at 5. Between 7 and 9, 7 is the leftmost. Okay, between 9 and 11, I look at 9, which is right here. Between 11 and 13, 11, but 11 is at 0, so that rectangle has no height. And then between 13 and 15, I look at 13. And then I would find the height, or I'd find the area of each individual rectangle from that. Okay, so hopefully this is one of those questions where you can just go to it first and just be done, and then you have all the other time to do the problems that actually involve calculus.